Birth of Moses. Dear friends, today we are moving into the second book of the Bible. This is also the continuation of Genesis. Along with that, it describes the history of the Israelites. Didn't Genesis end with Joseph's death? After Joseph died, the Israelites multiplied and grew exceedingly strong. Then there arose a new king over Egypt who did not know Joseph. He was afraid of the Israelites because they were multiplying mightily. And Pharaoh set taskmasters over them to afflict them with heavy burden, because he was afraid that if the Israelites grew stronger and multiplied, they might join their enemies, fight against them, and leave the country. But the more they were oppressed, the more they multiplied and spread abroad, for God multiplied them. So the Egyptians were afraid of the Israelites, and they ruthlessly made the people of Israel work as slaves and made their lives bitter with hard service in mortar and bricks and all kinds of work in the field. So Pharaoh made a plan to control the growth of the Israelites, and the king of Egypt called the Hebrew midwives and commanded them to observe the baby on the birthstool and kill the baby if it is a boy. The Israelites are also referred to as Hebrews. In the book of Genesis, Abraham was mentioned as a Hebrew. But the midwives feared God more than the king and let the sons live. Knowing this, Pharaoh called the midwives and inquired things. The midwives said to Pharaoh, "Because the Hebrew women are not like the Egyptian women. They are vigorous and give birth before the midwives come to them." So Pharaoh made another plan. Pharaoh commanded the people to cast every son that is born to the Hebrews into the Nile. In that time, in the house of a Levite, a baby boy was born. He had an older brother and a sister. When his mother saw that he was a fine child, she hid him 3 months. When she could hide him no longer, she took a basket made of bulrushes and daubed it with bitumen and pitch. Then she put the child in it and placed the basket among the reeds by the bank of the river. And his sister stood at a distance in order to know what will happen to him. Then the daughter of Pharaoh came down to bathe at the river. She saw the basket among the reeds, and she took it. And when she opened it, she saw the child. When he cried, she took pity on him. She understood that he was a Hebrew child. Then his sister came to Pharaoh's daughter and said, "Shall I go and call you a nurse from the Hebrew women to nurse the child for you?" Pharaoh's daughter agreed to that, and the girl went and called her mother. When the child grew up, she brought him to Pharaoh's daughter, and he became her son. Pharaoh's daughter named him Moses, because, she said, "I drew him out of the water." Thus Moses grew in the palace. And Moses was instructed in all the wisdom of the Egyptians, and he was mighty in his words and deeds. Would Moses, who is now in the palace, have forgotten his own house and his own people who were living in slavery? We will see that in the next story. God bless you.